Patriots at Chiefs. Wow. So now first off, okay, well, let's talk. The open Chiefs -3 at -105. Now the -3s are -110 to -120. The total opened at 57, now 55.5 and 56. I expect that to go up because AccuWeather has come out and said it's going to be much warmer than people expected. There's a high temperature of 29 degrees now, overnight low of 23 degrees on that Sunday. I was not that concerned about the cold weather, in all honesty. Both teams are more than prepared to play in bad weather. I think this is an extremely difficult game for me because all logic says the Chiefs should win. They have more weapons. Simple. All Brady has is a running game. Simple. Do you go with logic or with fear of betting against Brady and Belichick? 3-kill uncoverable. Kelsey, top 3 tight end. Watkins looked so good. Even if Barry's not 100%, it's a huge upgrade. It's just good to have him in the dressing room. I get all these things. But for some reason, I still want to bet on the Patriots to win this game. Andy Reid and the Chiefs are 2-2 against Belichick and the Patriots since Reid became the coach of the Chiefs in 2013. There was a Week 6 game this season that saw 1 punt, 30 combined fourth-quarter points, and a last-second Gostkowski field goal. This game features the top 2 offenses in the AFC in terms of efficiency. Chiefs ranking 1st in the NFL, Patriots 4th. Patriots are the only remaining team in the Final Four that ranked in the top 10 defensive efficiency this season, finishing 8th. But most of that was due to success at home. They were 23rd in defensive efficiency on the road. Everything I read points out the Chiefs are going to win. Chiefs are going to win. Everything I look at says the Chiefs are going to win. And yet, I just can't bet against Brady and Belichick, and I'm not going. I don't think I'm going to unless you guys completely sway me. I think I still have to go back to Brady and Belichick. The Patriots haven't been an underdog since week 1 of the 26th season. In the 6 times in this spot, in the last 5 seasons, they're 5-1 with 5 outright wins. The total in the past 30 Chiefs home games has gone under 21 times. Patriots have no players on their injury report. Eric Berry's supposed to be good to go for the Chiefs. Reid says he looks good, but I would not expect Reid to say Berry's not looking very good. In Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are 8-1. They're allowing just 17.4 points per game. Patriots were just 3-5 on the road. They did not look good on the road. And still, I'm not going to bet against Brady and Belichick. I can't wait to hear your guys' breakdowns on this game. Let's start with you, Donnie, right side. Does it get more exciting than this? Patriots at Chiefs.
It's a great one. And you even have everything in about what the moon's going to be red on Sunday night, and it's going to be cold weather, not Arctic cold, which is good because I don't want to see any -5 degrees, which it would be fun, but capping that throws a whole lot of stuff into the mix other than just having a clean football game. What I do like about the game, you're going to probably get it around 30 degrees, 25 degrees at kickoff, very light winds. They resodded the turf. You should have an extremely fast track in this game, which I think if we're talking fast track or better conditions, you want the team that's more athletic, which would be the Kansas City Chiefs. A couple of quick things that I really like about this game. If we're we'll counterbalance it. We'll go back and forth with Patriots positives and Chiefs positives. You know what I really like about the Chiefs? Well, Capper brought it up last game. They haven't been away since Christmas playing a football game. That means the Chiefs played 2 home games, took a bye week, then played at home again. Also, we can throw on top of that is that the Chiefs played last Saturday and the Patriots played last Sunday. Big Red and the boys got to sit around Saturday night, crack open a cold one, and get right after those 2 teams. While the Patriots were out on the football field going head-to-head, Chiefs were already into their game plan on who that game was going to be against, and it certainly didn't help at all for the Patriots that they iced the Chargers early in that game. So that's a full extra day of preparation and not even travel. So now you have the extra day to sit around at home when the other team has the shorter week and has to travel on the road. Should cold make a big difference? But no. Just to start this conversation off, the one thing that's going to stick out to you right away, Chiefs are a pretty good home team. New England is not a very good road team. And the one interesting caveat here is when they do go on the road and play, I'm talking about the Patriots, on natural grass surfaces, they played 5 times, 1-4 straight up, 1-4 against the spread.
Wow. This is just doesn't get more enjoyable than capping a game like this. Whale Capper, I'm very, very excited to hear what you have to say. And I know that everybody's liking the over now that the weather is improving, but I feel like the first half could be lower scoring than the second half. Can't wait to hear a breakdown on this, Will Capper. What are you thinking?
Well, first of all, Donnie brought up the key point. If you're not factoring in the blood moon in your handicap, you're doing it wrong.
That's 3 points. That's 3 points.
Yeah, man. If the decibels were going to be 142 before, just imagine with the red moon, man, it's going to be like 150. No, realistically, I think that Donnie hit all of the key points there with respect to the logical side of this handicap. And I feel like, Jimmy, you set up kind of the way that this breaks down. Like, are you going to go with like logic and reasoning, or are you going to go with theology and believe in the God of Bill Belichick? He obviously consistently makes the Super Bowl. So in our lifetimes as handicappers, the Patriots have been to the Super Bowl more times than most teams have been to the playoffs, which is utterly astounding. But here we are. And Tom Brady clearly has a little bit of magic when it comes to playoff time, and has a horseshoe up his ass winning some of these games that you would just shake your head and be like, wait, you mean that you had to have a Leave Smith dropped touchdown followed by a Billy Cundiff missed chip shot in order to get this team to the Super Bowl? And yet they did. And, this sort of thing, luck and kind of the, sort of the X factor has always kind of worked out in favor of the Patriots. But most of these issues have come in Foxborough. Once you throw this team out on the road, number one, there's not a great sample size. We don't have lots of Patriots road games to look at and kind of evaluate how does Tom Brady perform when he's on the road in the playoffs. There's only a handful of games, and I got bad news for you if you're a Patriots fan. It's not good. And you look at this specific Patriots team and how they've performed on the road this year, and it is especially not good. They stunk it up versus the Jags. They stunk it up versus the Lions. I get that those were the first 4 weeks of the season when the Patriots play a little extended preseason and you're not seeing their best. But those were red flags of, the ability of this team to get up for road games. And then you follow that up with a stinker against the Titans. Granted, that was a bad spot for the Pats coming off of a home win against the Packers going into their bye. Like, I can excuse that a little bit. But then you go down to your annual trip in Miami. Everyone knows how you struggle down there, and you give up a garbage touchdown to lose that game and to give up home field advantage for the playoffs. Like, all of these are just horrific signs about what to expect from this Patriots team on the road this week. And, the home road splits for the Chiefs when they're at home are almost as stark as the Patriots road splits are poor. The Chiefs are amazing at Arrowhead. Pat Mahomes and company should be extremely comfortable with the conditions. The fact that it'll be a little bit firmer field than we saw last week against the Colts would make me expect we see a more potent offense from the Chiefs than we saw against the Colts last week. I am a little bit hesitant to take too much out of what we saw last week for both of these teams. Both the Colts and the Chargers were utterly gassed and were not legitimate, competitors in those matchups, and did not give a fair fight to either the Chiefs or the Patriots. I think for that reason, a lot of, what we would expect both of these teams to come out with in terms of their offensive approach is a little bit guesswork. We don't exactly know what wrinkles Belichick's going to, and McDaniels are going to improvise for the Patriots offense. But I will tell you, if this is anything like the other Patriots teams of years past that were below average Patriots-wise, I'm thinking like 2013 Pats when they went to Denver in the AFC Championship game, and like they got the ball first, and I was on the Pats that day. I was like, Brady is, he owns Manning in the playoffs. This is, he's going to avenge the fact that they lost in Indianapolis and punch his ticket to Super Bowl. He's going to get number 4. What do? 3rd and long. They do this trick play where Brady goes bomb, tries to hit Matthew Slater. And I'm looking at him like, that was the plan? That's what you got? A freaking trick play to Matthew Slater? Like, I honestly feel like what we see out of the Patriots could be extremely similar. Like, what do they do to differentiate themselves offensively in this game? I can't tell you. They have a short passing game to James White out of the backfield. They have a rhythm passing game to Julian Edelman. Gronk is MIA. He is 100% not, I'm not expecting him at all to be a factor in this game. And oh, by the way, the Chiefs defense, are they as bad as we think? They're bad out on the road, You look at some of their road performances of this defense, and they were horrific. At home, they're not too terrible. They have the crowd behind them that gives the pass rush a little bit of an advantage. And when you're a team like the Chiefs and you can score on every offensive possession, you can put pressure on that other team, you take them out of what they want to do with their plan A on offense. The Chiefs defense, I feel like, will look a lot more capable. All this is kind of leading me in the direction of the Chiefs comfortable cover here. Just from a powers number standpoint, I feel like there's value on the Chiefs because I don't feel like the home field advantage has been accurately captured by the market in the way that this game has been priced. There are lots and lots of people who are casual bettors who look at the Patriots in the AFC Championship game and they're like, oh, they're going to do it again. A lot of that is kind of, not based on, rational, arguments. It's just kind of, faith. And, I don't think this is the Patriots team that's going to, surprise again. I think the Chiefs punched their first ticket to the Super Bowl in the Andy Reid era. And even more broadly than that, this feels like a passing of the torch here. And Pat Mahomes is going to be kind of the dominant figure in the AFC for the future generation.
Very, very nice breakdown, Whale Capper. The chat is agreeing with you. A few people talking about the fear betting against Belichick and Brady, and whether the Patriots, they seem loosey-goose when you watch them dancing before practice, love being in the underdog role. But is the torch being passed on Sunday? Very likely, but still, I do not see myself betting on the Chiefs, maybe just out of foolishness, but it's just very, very difficult for me to do that. Donnie, after hearing Whale and I's breakdowns, listening to these great cappers in the chat, what are your final thoughts on this giant football game Sunday night?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, you're looking at two really good home field advantages in both games. And Kansas City, it just was an anomaly to me that they weren't successful in the playoffs because it's not for what their home field advantage would be. But when you're talking about guys like Alex Smith and, some guys who aren't as pressed to press the issue as Patrick Mahomes is. But this game is going to come down to one factor here. Even if you don't like the Chiefs defense, it is apparent that they play much better at home than they do on the road, the same way the Patriots play much better team football at home than they do on the road. But if you're looking at, singular plays in this game, let's not forget coming in with the New England Patriots. They had 30 total sacks on the season. You're looking at a really good offensive line, really innovative, and a mobile quarterback. So you're saying on like the average 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, Mahomes going to have all day to throw the football back there. Now, if you flip it over to the other side, say what you want about the Chiefs defense. They have headhunters coming. And you know what the best part about that is? Tom Brady doesn't move around that well. You have a guy that's going to be coming up the middle full speed and two outstanding edge rushers to keep him in the pocket. That's going to be the key to the game because on 3rd and 7s, where you're going to make your bones in big-time games, I know, look, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. I understand that. But somebody's going to get beat on that Patriots offensive line a lot more than vice versa. One team has a penchant for getting home when the other team is more likely to do a mush rush. That's not going to work. There's a lot of water bugs out there on offense for the Kansas City Chiefs that can spend 3, 4, 5 seconds getting open. We've seen the improvisation all year long from Kansas City. And if it's going to be decent weather there on a fast track and you give Mahomes all day to throw, I know New England has a good defense. They're a great football team. You don't make it to the AFC title game once again for not being good. I just think they're up against it with rest. They're up against it with travel. They're up against it with a nasty offense coming at them. It's the Chiefs or nobody for me in this football game. I think it's as simple as that. And the numbers bear it. Maybe if the Patriots went on the road, Jimmy, and they were really good and holding teams down, you can't just say, look, I know what I saw last week. In the past couple weeks where they were playing the Jets and the Bills, boy, they looked really good. This team stinks on the road against a team that's high octane. It's a no-brainer for me, Chiefs.
Do you have any feel on the total, Donnie?
It's hard. Look, both of these teams should score. I mean, they really should. But everything does have to go the right way for that to happen. And again, I'm still an old school guy at heart. I see a 57 and I say, well, if there's a field goal, if the game is 8 minutes in with 3-0, you pretty much have that one locked up. But, we've seen it evaporate as the time goes. Hell, I even like the Chargers last week and the Patriots under, which looked awesome after 8 minutes on a 3rd down and goal. And say, man, they're going to stop them here and kick a field goal. And that game just went right out the window. I don't even want to sway anybody on the opinion on the totals. I like the total in the first game under. But you could easily see this game 31-17 or just go hyperspeed at 41-31. I don't have a great opinion on the total.
Yeah, I initially I was leaning under, just thinking that the Patriots' only option is White out of the backfield and running the ball. It's the only thing. Like, Edelman doesn't look good. Gronk doesn't look good. You know, the more we talk about it, the more I understand that the Chiefs are the play, but still hesitant. Whale Capper.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh, sorry.
Jimmy, it's actually real quick on a quick point on that. It's almost like, you know, the nostalgia factor where people still have in their head to say, I can't bet against Tom Brady, but you can't look at the 2004 Patriots and say, you know, I expect the same team. You're right. Like, Gronk didn't even catch a pass last week. He didn't even catch a pass. So if you're going to tell me the Patriots are coming in with the same way the Dallas Cowboys MO went in the Rams going, let's run it 50 times and see what happens. No, you're going to get beat that way.
Yeah, and it brings up, you know, when I was saying that out loud, when I was saying that the Patriots' run game is the only asset, really, that you could say is an advantage. I know the guys in the chat talking about Damian Williams, but I really feel it's an advantage for the Pats. It took me right back to your breakdown, Donnie, on the Cowboys game. What are they going to do? Zeke's going to go for 250 yards? I mean, we know it's easier to get yards through the air than on the ground, and it's the same situation right here. Whale Capper, final thoughts on this spectacular matchup Sunday night?
Well, with the total, I want to address, because I did not make a play on the total, but I leaned the under. And I'm going to use a Donnieism here in that styles make fights. And the Patriots, are they going to come out and hit home runs here? I don't think so. I think they laid their blueprint out pretty clearly in the first matchup between these teams in Foxborough. They want to run the ball down the Chiefs' throat. That is going to be their game plan. Chiefs should be prepared for that. They should be able to limit that to a degree. And I would expect that if the Patriots are showing any futility in the run game, it's going to take them at least until halftime to make the proper adjustments to come out with a more aggressive passing approach. And at that point, is it going to be too late? Possibly. We saw that with the Colts last week. The Colts, it was too late. They really had nothing. They didn't get that touchdown at the end of the first half. Game freaking over. A very similar situation could play out here, which lends itself to the under, where the Chiefs really don't have to go score for score with this team. And then you can even flip this on its head and say, well, what if they are successful? They're going to dominate ball. They're going to run out the clock basically on you. Like all kind of signs here point to me toward the under. But at the end of the day, back against the wall, a team with Brady on it, can they answer with some late scores here and barely get it over? Probably. So kind of just sort of the backdoor over possibilities to me, I think are a little too much to really get super confident in the under. But maybe second half over is a decent look because, Patriots aren't going to go quietly. They're certainly going to make some adjustments at halftime if they're down and try to come out and be a little bit more aggressive in the second half, and that could lead itself towards an over. But I think all said and done, the Chiefs have too many matchup advantages in this one, and Patriots front seven on defense is slow. You're going up against a team that has speed at freaking every position on the field practically. You're going up against an offensive line that has, strength through and through. The Chiefs should be able to call their number here against the Patriots defense that people, I think, are overrating to a degree. The total really for me comes down to, are the Patriots going to score more than 20 points? And I can't make a strong case that they will. I can't make a strong case for the Patriots at all, really. I don't know. Other than people having blind faith in Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, I really do not know what the case for betting the Patriots this weekend is.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.